Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Jawai IQI Canada Evening Talk. My name is Yousaf Iqbal, country head of Jawai IQI Canada. One of the things which we are doing in our evening talks is bringing in the management and the experienced people who have joined the Jawai IQI team. And today I have with me Syed, who is a new addition to Jawai IQI family, and he's a VP Investment Management. How are you doing, Syed?
I'm doing great, Yusuf. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to introduce myself.
You're welcome. You know what? As you know, Sayed, we always say in the start of our programs, the COVID is on. Please be careful. The cases are going up. I wish that everybody, stays safe and take care of themselves. So, you know what? Out of curiosity, you've been coming to our talks, and we just did a very amazing global conference which was done last week, and we've introduced you there. So just wanted to know a little bit about yourself. People want to know about Sayed. So Sayed, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where did you live? How did you start your life?
Well, Yusuf, I'll be honest with you. Well, before I start, I just hope and wish that everybody stays safe under these COVID environment, and takes the right precautions, because it's all up to us individuals to
Yeah.
get rid of this discourse as soon as possible by taking the right measures. Coming to
Absolutely.
your question, well, that's a question I always struggle to answer, Yusuf, because it's been a journey. It's been
Yeah.
a long journey. It's been an exciting journey, I must say, and I'm blessed to have had this journey. You know, and to begin or attempt to begin. Well, let's start with the basic. I was born in Karachi, Pakistan, so originally from Pakistan. Now, of course, I'm a naturalized Canadian citizen, proud one in that, but always a Pakistani at heart. That you can't take away.
Sure.
But yeah, so born in Karachi, raised in one of the most beautiful capital cities of the world, which is Islamabad, in north of
Nice.
Pakistan. For those who don't know where Islamabad is, it's very close to the mountainous regions of northern Pakistan. Uh, did my spend my childhood over there, and that's where I think I fell in love with nature as well, because in those days Islamabad, was still developing, and there was a lot
Perfect.
of nature all around you. So yeah, grew up there, moved to Karachi for a while, um, finished my high school, fell in love with the game of cricket, which I'm passionate about, and for those who are following cricket today, Pakistan beat the hell out of South Africa, in the T20. So I'm in a very good mood today. So, okay. So yeah, that's it. And then Faith had something else in mind. I wanted to go to the U.S. for my uh, college, as is the norm in Pakistan. But guess where I ended up?
Where?
I ended up in the middle of the Mediterranean Ocean in a country by the name of Cyprus.
Nice, 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 nice.
And that too, the Greek part of Cyprus.
Right,
Because Cyprus as an island is divided between Turkish side and the Greek side.
right.
So I was on the Greek side. I went to an American college there in the capital city of Nicosia, you
Very
know.
nice.
And yes, my father sent me there as a student, but he always accused me of being more of a tourist than a student over there.
You were always on the run.
Well, can you blame me? I mean, it was a beautiful island,
Yeah.
which you could crisscross on a motorcycle, or a motorbike, in a few hours. So yeah, he always, of course, ignored the fact that I did get a scholarship to go to the U.S. up from there. So from Cyprus, the beautiful Cyprus, which is also known as the birthplace of the goddess of love,
Yep.
Venus. You know,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Very nice. Very.
Yeah, so from Cyprus ended up in the US. And again, of all the places, I was in the Midwest, in a state called Oklahoma.
Nice. Okay.
I think you would know Oklahoma because you were also in the US.
I was in the US for some time. Yes.
There you go. There you go. So Oklahoma was a very beautiful part of U.S. And but with very very simple people,
Hmm.
and it was good while there. So I finished my college over there,
Very nice, man.
and
Nice.
then from Oklahoma, I had to find some employment and means to earn some money. So I moved to Boston.
Oh
So
wow.
a
Okay.
big shift from the
Yeah.
Midwest, life in the Midwest, to a very cultured and intellectually inspired city of
That's right.
Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started my career in Boston.
Very nice.
And yeah,
And then I know with some of the roots, going back to Dubai, So tell us a little bit about your corporate career. So you were in Boston. That's where you started your. I know you come from an automotive industry
yeah.
with years and years of experience on that. So was it in Boston where you started your automotive career, or was it in the Middle East?
Well, I had to move back to the Middle East because my parents had moved to Dubai in 1982.
The famous Dubai.
So yeah, the famous Dubai, the Disneyland of this world,
Absolutely
as I
beautiful
call it.
place. Beautiful place. Yes. I've lived all my
uh,
life there, so all my all those beautiful memories are there. So we love
okay.
Dubai.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a special charm to
Yes,
Dubai, you know,
absolutely. Yeah.
and it's an incredible city where I think no matter which part of the world you come from, you will always feel at home in Dubai.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
you know.
That's true.
So yeah, so I started my career with the automotive sector. Always, enjoyed cars, passionate about cars. So uh, worked for Nissan, joined Nissan in their Middle East operations, after a few other jobs. But really, my real career was with Nissan. And guess what? A few years with Nissan, and then I was shunted off again from Dubai to this time the exciting Japan.
Oh
The very
wow!
unique
So
Japan.
you were in Tokyo.
I was in Tokyo. So
Great, great.
it's interesting. I was just trying to write down a few points for this talk, and I realized that I have actually lived in 7 countries,
Wow, nice.
and visited maybe 55 countries. So it's crazy. So
Wow.
when you ask me describe your journey, Sayed, then it's always a tough one. you know.
So you lived in
No, but
seven
I but
countries. Yeah,
yeah, but I love talking about Japan. I cannot stop talking about Japan. You
very
know,
nice. So was
yeah,
on a specific project you went to for Nissan? You were in Japan. How long you were there in Japan?
yeah. I was in Japan for almost 4 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
4 very short years, but I moved there with my family, and I think that's where I it shaped my mindset in a different way. I mean, it's an incredible country with amazing people, you know, and I learned the concept of simplicity, functionality, you know, creativity. I learned the meaning of passion. You discover a passion and then you master it. I don't know if you've seen how they make the samurai swords, or
Okay.
even for that matter, the simple thing as the sushi. I
Yeah.
mean, they can spend decades mastering it.
No. I've
Yeah,
been to Tokyo for last year, like just before the
yeah,
pandemic, in January
yeah.
2020. I was there for a real estate show. Was invited
Right,
by one of our agent, Mr. Suzuki. It was
right.
really a very good experience. I was there for
Yeah,
like 4 or 5 days,
yeah.
but really, really an amazing experience. So tell me one thing, like from Nissan, what was the next move after Nissan? You've been in Canada for how long? You've been in Canada now?
Well, yeah. I mean, so again, as my destiny would have it, from Japan, guess what? I was transferred to Canada, and to Toronto. I was with Nissan Canada for another 4 or 5 years, and that's where I fell in love with Canada, and decided to call it home. Applied for my citizenship during that
Nice.
tenure, and then Nissan thought I would be more useful in the Middle East again, so they transferred me back to Dubai. So I was head of marketing for Middle East for Nissan. But then that was for 3 years, and then I moved on to global operations again and I was given a very, very exciting project to establish the Nissan brand in emerging markets.
Oh, wow,
and
nice.
and this was another experience I can write a book on. But
Amazing.
so I visited place that you would probably have not heard of, and if I can test your
Please,
knowledge, Yusuf, let's see,
please tell us.
let's see, Yusuf.
Don't test my
Let
knowledge. My knowledge is bad
no,
in that.
okay, Yusuf, tell me, where is Thimphu?
No idea. I give up.
Okay.
You've been to 55 countries, my friend.
You know where what is the country's capital with the name of Maputo?
Nope.
Okay, so Maputo is the capital city of Mozambique.
Okay.
So I visited there a couple of times, and then
Nice.
Thimphu was is the capital city of Bhutan.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm just giving you the unique experiences the
Amazing.
corporate life
Amazing.
gives you.
Amazing. To the emerging
Yeah,
markets.
so
That's very nice. I think you've
absolutely.
been to
So
Nepal as well for some
oh
time.
yeah.
You're telling me
Nepal was an
about that
amazing.
experience, right? Yeah.
Nepal was an amazing country. It's also it's a very dynamic, a vibrant country. Very nice people, and of course it's known for its Mount Everest. And the treks
Yep.
to the Everest, right? But other than that, that country has a lot of culture, a lot of history. You know, Loved every minute of it. And Bhutan was another experience I must tell you about Bhutan. Bhutan was an isolated country until 1974. It opened to the world only as recent as 1974.
Mm.
So you can imagine, even today they control the number of people entering that country. So it's a kingdom. It's like a fabled kingdom. And one thing interesting about Bhutan, just for the benefit of our viewers, they have, we have in other countries things, a measure called GDP or
Yep.
GNP,
Yep.
gross
Yep.
national product, gross
That's right.
domestic product, right?
That's right.
It measures the progress that you are making in terms of
Yep.
productivity, right? Guess what they have in Bhutan,
Tell us. Tell us.
which is it's called gross national happiness,
Oh,
GNH.
wow. Nice.
So they
See how
the
how happy people are on there, right? That's good.
exactly. I mean, that's how the king over there measures the progress of the country, that through the happiness of its people.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
it's really amazing. It basically it's inspired by Buddhism,
Yeah. Yeah.
where you have to reach a Zen, and one of the constraints of Zen is happiness and achieving what you are aspiring for. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. So anyway,
So,
so Maldives was
so
another country very interesting.
okay.
I have to mention about Maldives because that was a discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Maldives is made up of thousands of islands, as you know. I mean, most people know Maldives for its resorts. You
Yep.
know, yeah. But I looked at Maldives from a business standpoint, and it is interesting because the whole island is all about the whole country is all about being carbon neutral. So I was given a very interesting project to establish the electric vehicle infrastructure
Oh, wow.
in the main island, so that they could migrate their gasoline-based transportation sector to uh, electric mobility. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Awesome, man. I mean, like, look, you have like had a very huge corporate experience within the automotive industry, from Nissan to Mitsubishi, and then back to Nissan, and plus with all the countries, which you have been. So this brings me to a question, what motivated you to make a switch to your careers?
Um, yeah, interesting question, Yusuf. Well, where do I start? Well, let's put it this way. I think you always have this uh, inherent discovery you've made about yourself very earlier in your life, but you never could really realize it because life always takes different twists and turns for you. And
That's right.
it's true. I always had this creative part of myself, which was into more design, architecture, space, living, stuff. So, and probably part of me, if I was probably born again, I would probably be an architect or an interior designer or something like that. So living spaces always fascinated me, how you can change it, how you can do it differently, how you match or marry functionality with excitement, with energy and so forth. So when things got a little boring, if I must say, in the automotive world, because and this is where I always say, you know what, in a car industry is no longer the car industry that we grew up with. In our
Right.
days, owning a car for the teenagers was a dream, was a fantasy,
That's right. Yeah.
and selling a car was selling a dream.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, things have changed now with uh, with the technology and with the connectivity and with new mobility or forms of mobility being experimented with. Uh, the word car is now becoming more of a commodity, and for the customers today, it's all about going from point A to point B, efficiently and effectively. And it's mostly about how connected you are rather than what you are being seen in, and how you enjoy the interior and the exterior of your car. The emotional appeal, I feel, is going away from the cars,
Right.
and therefore the way you are marketing cars is more in terms of spec, more in terms of rational than in terms of emotion. So being a marketeer at heart, I mean, I felt that maybe, what, it's better I move on to something that I can still sell emotions, you
Yeah.
know, still sell dreams, and I felt that maybe at my age, I would rather get out of the corporate world, corporate rat race, and do something for myself that will make me truly happy. And I thought selling real estate or being in the real estate business is close to my heart. When it comes to selling dreams and selling emotions and not just rationality.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now that brings me to my other question. With this, like, yes, it's a very big move, big switch you have taken from the car industry to the real estate industry. Definitely a very, very growing industry. And as you said, and we always say in all of our shows and our programs that, at Jawai IQI, we don't sell, we try to give the best possible advice. And that's what, our team is all structured about and doing it. And then we're so glad that you're a part of the team as well. So tell us, like, why Jawai IQI? What brought you into Jawai IQI?
Uh, Again, Yusuf, you as a person, you need to have certain personal brand, and that personal brand is always shaped by certain values, right?
Yeah.
And in my case, I feel my personal brand is shaped by my motto, which basically says create value in everything that you do. You know,
Perfect.
and you can only create value when you go above and beyond and do that extra bit to be different from the crowd and to create a new meaning for whatever you're doing, whether it's creating something, whether it's advising people, whether it's helping people make a decision. You have to bring that extra value into that into that interaction, you know, to feel satisfied, and to have a sense of achievement. Uh, in IQI, when I saw the vision and the mission and the people behind IQI and the people who have shaped IQI globally, and of course, people like yourself who have shaped IQI or are shaping IQI in Canada, I could easily identify with that motto of mine, with that philosophy of mine, where we are trying to help people realize their dreams, whether it's owning their ideal home, their first home, or whether creating wealth through wise investments, you know, in
Mm.
residential or commercial. And it's funny you asked me that question because just before we started talking, I was talking to a gentleman, and I hope he's watching this. He wanted to invest in a pre-construction condo, and he had a limited budget, but he also wanted to be a part of the very buoyant investment or reality investment climate that we are witnessing in Canada and stuff. And the conversation would have been for, like, maybe I asked him for about 5 minutes, and we ended up talking for about 40 minutes. you know yeah. And in those 40 minutes, he clearly understood all the don'ts and do's of putting your hands in an investment, in a pre-construction investment, versus any other form of investment in the reality, whether it's commercial or residential. And at the end of the 40 minutes, I mean, he was saying, hey, you know what, thank you for opening my eyes to so many things which I was
Yeah.
not aware of, because I was a new immigrant to Canada about 2 years ago. I have saved my hard-earned money and I was putting it in something which I don't fully understand. You know,
Right.
so with having worked with IQI for the last few days, taught me how to make people realize all the necessary ingredients that go into a wise investment, in construction.
Absolutely. And here, obviously, the connection for all of us comes through one person, who's very known and dear to all of us, none other than our executive, CEO, Kashif Ansari, who has been the main link for all of us, when we talk about Jawai IQ, especially about the IQI platform. I'm sure you've known Kashif for quite some time, and you've seen his journey as well. I mean, I don't want you to tell us about it, that how long you've known Kashif, and because you have seen the journey of IQI maybe from outside. Yeah, now you're a part of Dubai IQI, but you've seen that from outside as well, right? Share some experience on that, or share something about that.
Absolutely. Very, very quickly, I mean, Kashif's elder brother was and remains a very dear friend of mine, and Kashif's elder brother and I shared the same dorm room back in the university, and then we went on to share our apartments as students later as well. So I've known Kashif since then, because you always know the siblings of your friends, right, and
Of
stuff,
course.
But then I really came to know Kashif when he started his career in Dubai, and then he then how he established, decided to go on his own and create dreams, realize dreams, not for just for himself. And this is the greatness about Kashif. He makes other people discover their dreams as well, and that's
Yes.
how he started, with a dream and a vision. And one thing I've learned in the corporate world is that it's 5% vision, 95% execution. And I think Kashif has perfectly demonstrated to all of us that just having dream is not enough, but making it happen through hard work and focus is the key. And so I've known Kashif for that, been always in touch with him, and he's always been after my life to come and join IQI and do. But I think I should have listened to him earlier. No,
No,
but
that.
we're very happy to be part of his dream, IQI Global. And now that IQI Global has joined hands with one of the world's biggest reality portals and tech companies, Juwai, I am particularly proud of associating myself with this organization called Juwai IQI now. You know.
No, no, it's an honor for us as well that you joined Joy IKEA platform. It's a huge platform. As we say, we are in 17 countries, 19,000 agents, and as you've seen, you've heard about the vision you've shared. Some of the conferences you have been, that how right from the top management, Kashif, Daniel, Georg, Shahid, Nabil, how we have structured ourselves and what our goals are for the future, and we have actually set up some goals for IQI, Joy IQI Canada as well, which you and I and all of our team has to work towards in achieving it by 2025. We'll have another session for that when we talk about that. So tell me one thing now. You've been like into so many other careers, and you just talked about real estate. Tell us like what's your outlook on real estate for Canada?
Well, Yusuf, I mean, I have been exposed to the real estate in Canada since my first stint in the corporate world. If you remember, I was
Yeah.
transferred here from Japan
Yes.
in 2007. So
Yeah.
I have known Canada's real estate market evolve for the last 14 years. And I've also seen the crisis of 2008 and 9. In fact, in those years, I have also myself invested in a number of projects. I bought and sold a home myself. And what I remember about Canada is people keep warning me, hey, you know what? It's going to end. The dream's going to end. The bubble's going to burst. Blah, blah, blah. You know? And I just saw Canadian reality market and environment uh, just evolve into bigger and bigger and snowballing into what it is today. And it all boils down to the fundamentals, right? Fundamentals of demand and supply. You know, you cannot stem down the demand as long as Canadian doors are open for immigration, and we know that for a fact that there's a huge influx of immigration waiting to come in after the COVID restrictions are eased off. We have COVID in the we have immigration in the pipeline. We know that for a fact that there are 500,000 students studying in Canada, and the Canadian immigration policy encourages many of these students to stay back and get absorbed in the workforce over here. So the current statistics are that at least 90% students don't go back, they stay back in Canada. So you can imagine 500,000 students are studying, and 90% of them will stay back and take gainful employment, buy their first homes. So immigration, students, uh, returning Canadians coming back to Canada who had left, and of course, not you can't ignore the indigenous demand, the local demand of people either
Yes.
downsizing or buying new homes and stuff. And all this just tells me, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me to say that, hey, you know what? I don't think this demand is going away anytime in the near future. You know, it's going to stay solid for another at least 5 years, I would say. The challenge is to satisfy this demand, with the right configuration of the residential accommodation, you know, whether it's in the form of pre-construct condos, whether it's in the form of detached housing or townhomes. Uh, I'm very, very personally buoyant, and I'm very, very bullish on Canadian real estate market, and I feel there's never been a better time to invest or buy a home.
Absolutely. The numbers we were just discussing the other day, doing a market update, and it's amazing to see how the numbers have gone up. We had a very exclusive presentation by one of the developers today, and the way we have looked at how the market trends have been, and as you said, with the immigration coming and with the students coming along, real estate will continue to grow. So we're actually joined by a couple of people. We're going to say hi to them. It was Akhtar joined us. Say hi, Akhtar. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. And then Junaid said hi, Yusuf, and hi, Syed. So, Junaid is the VP Investments. Hope you're doing well as well. So, now, can you just, we talked a little bit, you talked about, business. Tell me about a little bit about your family, your interests, your hobbies.
Well, the last time I checked, I had one wife and three kids. Uh,
You better still have one because
because
she might be listening as well.
you know how it is in the corporate world, Yusuf. I mean, they make you work like 14, 15 hours, and you don't know.
That's
You turn
right.
back and you look back and you say, "Hey, is my family still there?" So
Well, welcome to real estate. Now you'll have more hours, but you have flexibility as well at the same
yeah,
time.
absolutely. I think that was one of the big reasons for me to switch careers and choose, because you could have better work-life balance, and make sure that hey, nobody in your family will abandon you. So yeah, I have two sons. Two. One just finished college. Second one is in second year college. He's doing health sciences from Western, and I have a daughter
Wow,
who's finishing high school and entering college.
nice.
So yeah, we're getting old. We're getting there. So,
So what are your
yeah,
hobbies? Tell us a little bit about your hobbies.
yeah. So as I also mentioned, my cricket remains my passion, the
Yeah,
the sport of cricket, and other than that, now that I have more time on my hands, I'm catching up with a lot of reading on history. I
nice.
love history, and I always say that history is a big teacher. You know, and it's sad that we don't learn from history. We don't learn from our mistakes. And more recently, I've been reading about history of Middle East, 1,000 years ago.
Okay.
In the 8th, 9th, 10th century. Leading to the creation of the Ottoman Empire. So that era has it really fascinates me. And I shocked to see that nothing has changed. We still have the same issues, politically, socially, culturally.
Right, right,
But
right.
yeah, yeah. But it's interesting. No, this is my interest, Yusuf. Really, I'm reading about history these days. Yeah.
No, no, you know what? It's really nice. First of all, again, on behalf of Joy IQI, I really would like to welcome you to our Joy IQI family. As you have seen, what you experienced in the last few days is that when we say family, we really mean family. Everybody's so supportive. We really welcome you to that. And we look forward, uh, of seeing you in more of our Facebook live shows. And just to let people, viewers know that very soon you will see him on the other side. That Sayed will be hosting some of our business partners on that. So we look forward hearing from you on that. Say anything else you want to add before we say bye to our audience?
No, I just want to thank Yusuf, for giving me an opportunity. And I just want to say to my fellow agents, it's it's very important to have your own brand. At the end of the day, you are an individual, and you have to uh, create your own personality and sell on behalf and based on your own brand personality. But always remember that we are also working under the umbrella brand of GUI IQI Global, and we must make sure that we have the right synergies
Yes,
between ourselves and IQI Global, and take a full advantage of all the wonderful training, the wonderful teamwork, and the collaboration we enjoy at IQI Global, which I am told is not available in with most brokerages, or
absolutely.
realtors. So I strongly encourage all my teammates, my agents to spread the word of IQI Global, and tell other people, hey, this is one of the best kept secrets in Canada for now. Is we're gonna flex our muscles, but it's one of the best companies to work for, the best realtors to come for work for. It's a global company. You're not limited only to Canada, but you can uh, seek opportunities and find opportunities across almost 20 countries that IQI is now present in.
Absolutely. Say said, that's the beauty of Jawai IQI. We are a global platform. We are not a franchise model. We talk to each other like this. In a second, on a WhatsApp message, if I need something in Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, you experience that. You put up a message and you get information right away on that. So with this note, everybody, please take care of yourself. Thank you so much. And, we'll be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're discussing about financial Thursdays. Junaid will be presenting with one of our business partners, and they will be talking about some of the tax and accounting. So stay tuned on that. Till that time, please take care of yourself. Bye bye. Bye.